Welcome, I'm David, and today we're exposing Africa's most notorious prisons. Places where hope dies and dignity is a memory. These aren't just correctional facilities, they're sites of punishment, suffering, and systemic failure. We've compiled the 10 worst, based on human rights reports and first-hand accounts. Shockingly, 4 of these hellholes are in Nigeria, my own country. This raises urgent questions about justice, infrastructure, and our humanity. We're shining a light on these dark corners, exploring the conditions and stories that define them. Let's begin. Our journey begins on the remote shores of Equatorial Guinea, where the infamous Black Beach Prison, known locally as Playa Negra, casts a long, chilling shadow over the city of Malabo. Its very name is whispered in fear, a warning passed quietly from one generation to the next. Inside these walls, the air is thick with dread. Torture, starvation, and medical neglect are not exceptions. They are the daily reality for those trapped within. Prisoners are stripped of dignity and hope, left to survive in a world where compassion is forbidden. Overcrowding is so severe that inmates are forced to sleep in shifts, with some standing for hours just to make space. The cells, meant for a handful, now hold dozens, bodies pressed together in suffocating heat. Disease and violence thrive in these conditions. With little access to medical care, even minor illnesses can become deadly. Fights break out over scraps of food or a patch of floor to rest on as desperation takes hold. Guards are notorious for their brutality. Food and water are not basic rights here. They are weapons, rationed or withheld to punish and control. Hunger gnaws at the inmates, and thirst is a constant companion. Torture is systematic and relentless. Beatings, electrocution, and psychological torment are common tools of oppression, used to break the spirit and silence dissent. Isolation cells plunge inmates into total darkness for weeks at a time. Alone and forgotten, many lose their grip on reality, their minds unraveling in the endless night. Black Beach endures because of authoritarian rule, the country's vast oil wealth, and a world that too often looks away. The suffering here is hidden behind closed doors and guarded secrets. It stands as a grim monument to unchecked power and unimaginable human suffering, a place where justice is not just denied, but utterly erased. Behind the modern facade of Malabo lies a hidden world, a place utterly devoid of justice, where hope rarely survives and freedom is a distant memory. Next, Zimbabwe's Chikurubi Maximum Security Prison, a place where neglect kills. Here, starvation is the executioner. Daily rations are meager, often missed entirely. Malnutrition is rampant. Inmates eat insects or grass to survive. Food is currency, fueling violence and gang control. Medical care is non-existent. Diseases like TB and HIV run wild. Sanitation is a disaster. Overflowing sewage breeds cholera and dysentery. Chikurubi reflects Zimbabwe's wider collapse. Forgotten people, crumbling institutions. A petty crime can become a death sentence. It's not correction, it's extermination by neglect. In Malawi's Maula prison, the crisis is overcrowding on a staggering scale. The air is thick with desperation, and every inch of space is claimed by bodies pressed together, struggling to find comfort where none exists. Built for just 800, Maula now holds over 3,000 men and women. The prison's walls strain under the weight of humanity, and the yard teems with people, each one a story lost in the crowd. Cells designed for 60 are forced to cram in more than 200. There's barely room to sit, let alone lie down. The press of bodies is constant, and privacy is a forgotten luxury. Inmates sleep sitting up, pressed together in suffocating heat. The stifling air makes every breath a struggle, and exhaustion is etched on every face. Sanitation collapses, few toilets serve hundreds, and disease outbreaks are constant. The smell of waste lingers, and sickness spreads quickly in these conditions. Food and water are stretched thin. One bucket of water must last a day for dozens. Hunger gnaws at stomachs, and thirst is a daily torment. Many inmates are remandees, awaiting trial for years, innocent, yet enduring hell. Their lives are on hold, lost in a system that moves at a glacial pace. The justice system's backlog traps thousands in misery. Courtrooms overflow with files, and hope fades with each passing day. Mala is a symbol of how broken systems create human rights catastrophes. The world outside may not see, but inside, the suffering is relentless. Here, presumed innocence means nothing. Dignity is stripped away, and hope is a rare commodity. Overcrowding turns a prison into a public health disaster, where every day is a fight for survival, and the basic rights of humanity are left behind. Now, Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, a land of vibrant culture and immense potential, but also a place where the shadows of inequality loom large. Here stands Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison in Lagos, a fortress of concrete and steel that has become a symbol of the country's broken justice system. Built decades ago for fewer than 1,000 inmates, Kirikiri now groans under the weight of more than double its intended population, with men packed into cells like sardines. Overcrowding here isn't just a matter of numbers, it's a reflection of deep social divides, where even behind bars, wealth determines your fate. The rich can buy comfort, private cells, better food, even access to phones, while the poor are left to suffer in squalor, crammed together in filthy, stifling rooms. For most, there are only bare floors to sleep on, foul air thick with disease, and a constant struggle to survive each day. The water is contaminated, the infirmary is little more than a room with broken beds, and medical care is almost non-existent, leaving inmates at the mercy of illness and neglect. Shockingly, up to 70% of those inside are remand prisoners, men and women who have not been convicted, but are trapped for years awaiting trial, their lives on hold. Justice here is a privilege for the few who can afford it. For the poor, the legal process is a maze with no exit, and they rot in legal limbo. While high-profile inmates occasionally make headlines, it's the nameless thousands who endure daily extortion, violence, and the crushing weight of despair, their stories unheard. Kirikiri is more than just a prison. It's a mirror reflecting Nigeria's wider failures, where hope is scarce and injustice is routine. Corruption, inequality, and a broken system thrive both inside and outside these walls, feeding a cycle that punishes the vulnerable. For most inmates, Kirikiri is not just a prison, it's a sentence without end, a place where hope fades with every passing day. Here, the system punishes poverty as much as crime, trapping the poorest in a cycle of suffering and neglect. Kirikiri is Nigeria's shame, hidden in plain sight, a stark reminder of the urgent need for reform and the countless lives waiting for justice. In Abuja, Kuje Prison is infamous for jailbreaks and decay. The 2022 mass escape, nearly 900 inmates freed, exposed deep security failures and corruption. Intelligence lapses, outdated equipment, and staff complicity left the prison wide open. Inside, overcrowding and neglect mirror the rest of Nigeria's system. Cells built for 560 now hold double. Infrastructure is crumbling. Disease and deprivation are constant companions. Kuje's failures are twofold: inhumane conditions inside and dangerous insecurity outside. When a prison can't hold its inmates, it endangers everyone. Kuje is a warning: neglect and corruption erode institutions from within. Port Harcourt Maximum Security Prison, Niger Delta. One of the world's most overcrowded. Built for 800, it holds up to 5,000. Cells for 40 now pack in 250. Inmates stand to sleep, suffocating in heat and stench. Violence is inevitable. Gangs rule, guards are overwhelmed. Water is unsafe, toilets destroyed. Disease is rampant. Most inmates await trial, warehoused in filth and despair. The system has collapsed. Port Harcourt is a humanitarian disaster. It's not just a prison, but a pressure cooker of suffering. Here, justice is delayed, and dignity is destroyed. The state has abandoned its own citizens. Kaduna Prison, Nigeria, a colonial relic still inflicting pain. Built over a century ago for control, not rehabilitation, its infrastructure is crumbling. Dark, damp cells breed disease. The risk of collapse is real. Overcrowding is severe. Thousands packed into space for hundreds. Sanitation is medieval buckets for toilets, emptied once daily. Abuse and extortion are routine. Survival depends on bribes. The punitive colonial mindset persists among staff. Kaduna is a symbol of institutional inertia, neglected, decaying, and brutal. Attempts at reform are piecemeal and inadequate. It's a cycle of neglect spanning generations. Uganda's Luzira Maximum Security Prison offers a rare contrast. It's overcrowded and tough, but emphasizes rehabilitation and dignity. Inmates have roles, self-governance, and access to education and vocational training. Violence is lower, mutual respect is encouraged. Luzira's programs prepare inmates for life after release, reducing reoffending. Conditions are still harsh. Overcrowding strains resources. Yet Luzira proves humane prisons are possible, even with limited means. Its relative success exposes the failures elsewhere. The problem isn't just money, it's will and respect for life. Luzira is a model, not a miracle, but it shows a better way. In Kenya, Kamiti Maximum Security Prison is infamous as the University of Violence. Its history is soaked in blood, colonial torture, executions, and gang rule. Violence is a way of life. New inmates must join gangs or become victims. Overcrowding and poor sanitation fuel disease and brutality. Recent reforms aim for rehabilitation, but the legacy of violence is hard to erase. Kamiti is a battleground between a brutal past and a hopeful future. Change is slow, but possible. For now, Kamiti remains one of Africa's toughest prisons. Ghana's Nsawam Medium Security Prison, near Accra, is overwhelmed by numbers. Built for 850, it holds nearly 4,000. Cells for 20 now pack in 90. Overcrowding strains food, water, and medical care. Malnutrition and disease are rampant. Many inmates are remand prisoners, waiting years for trial. The slow justice system punishes the innocent before conviction. Prisons are ignored by politicians and public alike. Nsawam is a warehouse for the poor and voiceless. Even in stable democracies, the most vulnerable are forgotten. 10 prisons, 10 stories of suffering, neglect, and rare hope. These places reflect deeper societal failures, broken justice, corruption, and disregard for rights. 4 of the worst are in Nigeria, a national shame demanding urgent reform. Prisons turn petty criminals into hardened offenders and breed public health disasters. When we strip people of dignity, we all lose. The verdict: Africa's prison system is failing catastrophically. Change starts with awareness. Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more investigative reports.